Alright, today I'm going to show how to make a homemade, do-it-yourself doggy door for a large dog that you can actually put on your sliding screen door. So this is actually one that is already made. No, it does not look pretty, but you know, it opens, and then when they come back inside, oops, you close and you stay closed over here. And if you're wondering what some of the other pieces are, I'll show, because I need to make a new one. Some might ask me, why do I need one of those when they already make those very nice ones that you can buy at the store? And as you can see, I have one and I used it for many years and it's not bad. The problem is, if you have a larger dog, particularly when he's getting older, it doesn't work quite as well. This is the largest model possible and it costs about $100 or so. And unfortunately, Mr. Luke over here, he's a rather large yellow lab, about 100 pounds. He carries it well, he says, but he's getting a little older too, so on that other one, if he had to crouch under it, it was very, very hard for his arthritis. So I had to look for something that fit it. So how do I actually measure the size? Well, I literally measured Luke. I had him get up. I measured how tall he had to, how tall he was, so that he actually could go through a door without having to crouch and bend on his achy knees. Now, I don't feel like making Luke get up again. So since I already did this one time and measured him one time, since I'm making a second one, I'm just using this one, and I can see that it's 24 high by 13 inches wide. I already measured. But again, you can either use that if you have a relatively large dog, or you can just kind of measure your dog yourself. Like I said, I just got the dog standing and I measure how long, how much it would be so that it could get in and out of here without, without having to crouch all over. All right, so this is basically what you need for the project. You're gonna need a few magnets. You're gonna need some clear white tape. Duct tape, screen, but not for the screen door. You'll get to that later. Screen is for something else. And you're gonna need some heavy plastic, as heavy as you want to make it. I actually like using a pretty heavy one because, well, I live in the Northeast, so it gets cold, so I want a little bit of insulation. And you're gonna need a metal rod over there. So I'll walk by each one of those things you need. Nothing particularly expensive. Okay, bye. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I remove the screen door and I put it inside a nice place that I can work with. And I'm going to have to clean it because, there's like bugs. And you can see that? You have like a stink bug in there or something like that. Well, that's what happens when you have a screen door on the outside. And ignore the fact that I have tape to close up my screen door over there. In my defense, it was already ripped when I bought it. When I bought the house, that is. Anyways, all right, let me clean it up and come back. All right, it's all clean now. Unfortunately, you guys missed the exciting moment when there was actually a live bug on the screen when I was cleaning up. And I screamed like a little girl and I had to toss the cleaning wipe over there outside. That might have just been the comedic effect that will get me to be the next David Dobrik. And if you guys don't know who David Dobrik is, he's one of those YouTube guys that makes more money than you and I and everybody else who's watching this video added together by just sitting around and talking to his friends. People like my daughter watching. Anyways, so now that it's clean, I'm gonna start cutting the plastic to size. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, lining up this thing and taping this plastic while you're walking over the screen is a pain in the ass. So the way I do it, maybe somebody has a smarter idea, is that I just basically tape one little corner on this side, and then I'm gonna tape this entire side, or actually I tape one corner so it won't move. And I'll tape this entire side. Once I have this side fixed, then I can stretch out to the other side and just kind of measure it over there. So let me start with this. All right, so I secured this corner over here with just regular tape. That's actually not the tape I'm going to use for everything else. Now I'm going to stretch out this side over here so that, basically has, I want to have a little bit kind of left on the sides over here so the tape can actually get on the plastic and on the door. If it looks a little irregular, it's because I've already used this plastic for something else. What I may have to do once I'm probably going to anchor this side as well, is to kind of, use my scissors to at least even out a little bit the areas that, the plastic is sticking out, so I have enough taping surface. So a little bit of improvisation. All right, so here I'm going to go cut this thing with my scissor over here. I would like to point out that, there's a little delay because I lost my scissors So you can start counting. This is time number 1 that Fernando lost one of the things that he uses to tape. There's going to be another 20 times I'm going to lose something and I'm going to have to find it. Okay, over here at the handle, you're going to have to obviously cut a little slit like this and a little slit like that. Good common sense. And if you heard a female voice urging me on or something the last time I taped, that was actually Alexa, who said sorry she didn't know what I was saying, which, you know, happens all the time. All right, and now I'm going to use this really big tape that I bought at Amazon. I wish they'll give me some money for plugging them, but I'm pretty sure they won't. And I'm going to tape across all the way over here. All right, so that's all taped over here. So now I'm going to go to the other side. And now I can stretch out the thing over here, the plastic. And I just realized when I tape, you got to realize I'm doing this with one hand. I don't have anybody offering to help over here. So when I realize sometimes what I'm showing is not exactly the right thing, so take it on faith. But basically I'm going to stretch out the plastic. And then I'm just going to go over here with my scissors. See my good scissors? Because now that they're stretched out, I should be able to get the right length perfectly. All right, and there you have it. I have the plastic cut. A word of caution, over here on the bottom, do not cut it too short. Make sure it's kind of long over here because you're going to need to fold this over later to do when you actually make the flap. And also, whatever you do, do not immediately tape it. This thing needs to be untaped because I'm going to flip it over like this. Now that I have a measure, because I'm going to need to now remove the screen door, and I'll show how to do that. Okay, now one of the concerns I had when I started making this, and it might be other people's concerns, is, oh gee, I know what you're going to do. You're going to cut the screen door over here, and now I don't have a screen for my screen door. When I want to sell the house, I just ruin a perfectly good screen, and I don't know how to replace one. The beauty of this is actually I do this without ruining the screen door. Of course, ignore the fact that in my case, my stupid screen door is already ruined. But, you know, there is actually an easy way that you can do this that will keep your screen door ready to just put it right back when you're done. You know, many people probably know this. If you don't, I'm going to show you now. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is put a mark over here how high do I want to pull out the screen. I did, by the way, checked that when I said that my door was 24 inches high, that was actually a mistake. I measured 24 inches from just the plastic side, from here to here. I noticed now that if I start from the bottom all the way up, it's actually 27.5 inches. I want to have a little bit of buffer, so I'm probably going to pull the screen up to about 29 inches. So I'm going to mark 29 inches over here. That part doesn't have to be perfect. Then I'll show you how to pull out the screen. You know, I'm going to mark in the other side, of course. Then I'm going to show you how to do that. Right, the way those screen doors work is that they actually have a little black ribbon. If you look over here, that goes all around. Oh, where's my little point? That goes all the way around the screen, pushing the screen down. So I'm gonna use a very tiny little screwdriver. Honestly, it didn't have to be that little. I just happen to have one over here to kind of pull up this black ribbon. You can find something else. Then once you get that ribbon out, like this, so actually, I don't know if it's a ribbon. It's like a little kind of a rubbery thing. You literally just pull the thing out, and I'm gonna pull all the way around. I'm gonna pull it all the way around, and this side the same thing. I'm gonna have to kind of start over here by kind of pulling up the rubbery thing as well, and I'll just pull up all the way to the mark where, you know, I want to pull my screen to. All right, so you see, I just pull the thing up all the way to the mark. And same thing on the other side. And this thing is literally, that little black thing is the only thing that's actually keeping the screen in here. So if you now get the string over here and pull it up, that's it. It comes right out. Then you can install it right back. By the way, so you can kind of use a bonus instruction if you ever want to reinstall your screen, which I'll have to do with this piece of crap later. All you need to do is you go to the store, you buy the screen, and they sell you a little kit that has a little black thing, and it has a little roller thing that pushes straight right there into that groove. So first time I did that, I remember thinking, wow, you know, it's a lot easier than I thought. So I'm gonna basically move this all the way up here and all the way up here, and then I'm just gonna fold it over. So my entire screen is gonna be intact, just basically fold it over the other one. I'm gonna go over here with my scissor that miraculously I didn't lose now, and I'm just gonna go over here, cut the little black ribbon in the right spot. Again, I can stick it right back in later. It's not like it's a glued or anything. And I'm gonna put this and the other one in a little Ziploc bag and label it nicely. Screen door. So when I have to fix this the next time, I can reuse this guy. I won't be able to reuse that guy. So I'll just buy some more screen. It's cheap stuff. All right, so I folded the tape up. So I folded the screen up. I put just a little bit of duct tape to keep it, from sliding down. And then I just pulled my plastic over here. And then what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna, tape it all around. I did the top, I'm gonna do the side, except for I'm not going to do the bottom because I can't tape the entire bottom because part of it is gonna be the door. So I'm gonna do everything except for the bottom. All right, I put the door out here. Please ignore the fact that my neighbor, I think, is having a party and is playing some very loud 70s music. So I kind of lined up to where it's gonna be. I'm not actually putting the roof right now. And don't worry, now, sorry, I'm biting on the cap. So I'm just gonna use a dry eraser marker here to figure, let's see, this is where the thing starts. I wanna give it a kind of a little bit of space over here. Yeah, so about over here. Seems good. So this is a good starting point. Oh, sorry, I actually absolutely did not show that. All right, so I'm gonna figure about this much. This is actually where the door is starting. I went a little bit in, cut this, and then I'm gonna measure inside when I'm not listening to Fleetwood Mac or Bon Jovi. Actually nothing particularly against Fleetwood Mac or Bon Jovi, but not when it's blaring out of bad speakers. So I'm gonna put it inside, close my door, and actually measure the size of this door over here. All right, I stand corrected. It wasn't Bon Jovi and Fleetwood Mac. It was Bon Jovi and Journey. Don't stop believing. Yep, so I'm not gonna stop believing that this thing is actually gonna work. And I did say it was 13 inches earlier, the door. So I'm gonna go, oops, my foot was on top of the 13 inches. So I'm gonna go over here and put a mark on the 13 inches. God willing, the camera is actually gonna be showing. Wow, close enough. All right, hard to do this when I'm kind of holding with my foot. All right, and I said the height was 27.5, so I'm gonna go over here, 27.5, put another marker here. And I'm gonna do the same thing and kind of go from the bottom over there, put a marker there. All right, to be honest with you, I don't need like British precision over here. Is that British, that precision? And I'm just gonna go using the regular tape over here and put a line over here. All the way up to, oops, forgot to change the camera, pan the camera, to where the other little marker was over here. And then I'm gonna go and, oops, damn it. It's a good thing it's dry eraser. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. And I'm gonna put a marker. Well, I'm gonna do this without taping because it's a pain in the neck. All right, now I have two lines over here up to the height that I need to cut them to make my flip door. I will not attempt to do this while taping, or it's gonna be like a big zigzag line. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it. All right, and now that I have my door cut, I am gonna go over here and I'm gonna tape this portion. I'm gonna tape this portion. All right, so we actually already have what's theoretically a makeshift door over here. The first time I did this, I actually put it out there first for Luke to try, just like this, and it worked okay enough. If you happen not to be in a in a climate that has bugs or anything like that, it's just that without a weight and a magnet or something, the door is just gonna flap in the wind, is gonna leave a space on it. So let's get sort of the fancier part, which is the magnets. All right, what we're gonna need to make this thing work is to put a little row of magnets over here on the bottom. I'm gonna tape them, line them up and tape them with my trusted regular tape over here. So that's gonna go on the bottom, and a little metal rod like this that is gonna go on the flap. Now, somebody might tell me, oh my gosh, he didn't know that they make those nice magnet tapes you can just tape over here on the bottom. Well, here's my word of advice to you. Those things suck. They don't have any magnetism whatsoever. I tried a couple of them, I put it over there, and I don't know what the hell they hold. I don't think I can get those damn things to hold a paper clip. So forget about the little magnet tape unless you find some brand that has a really thick one. But those relatively thick ones I got at Lowe's worked out well enough. It's just a bit of a pain to line them up and tape them, so bear with me over here. All right, so I've lined them up over there, and then I'm gonna try to tape them, and I know from experience that they're gonna keep falling off, and even as I was putting them on, a couple of them fell off, and I'm gonna curse like a drunken sailor. So I will not be taping this so children can watch it at home. All right, now comes the part that's gonna rely on a little bit of actual tools, not much. You have to get a metal rod like this at Home Depot or Lowe's. I think I got it at Lowe's. As thin as you can get. I actually got another one that's a little thicker, but I'm gonna go with the thinner one over here, and I'm just gonna measure literally how long it is to be able to fit the door. I have a permanent mark over here, so I'm gonna do that right now. All right, I'm sure you can't see, but I did put a little red mark over here, and I'm just gonna use this regular hand saw, and I'm gonna saw this little metal rod to the right size. All right, I'm not gonna lie to you, that can be a bit of a pain to get that thing to saw correctly. So now I kind of have my rod over here sitting on top of the magnet. I just need to fold this thing. Probably don't need this much extra space, so I'm gonna cut down the plastic a little bit and just fold it and tape it, and then I have the door and the magnet. All right, so now we have our nice free swinging magnet door. So the only thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to fix the ends of it, and then I'm going to go to the next step. Well, fix the ends of it, I mean I'm just going to put some tape so that the rod doesn't slide out. Okay, so the only thing left to do is to put this screen around the door. I'm showing this in the old one, so why do I do this? Well, there's a little bit of a gap over here in the door, which, to be honest with you, is about as big as the gap that you get on the professional door. However, to kind of help a little bit with my bug situation, I put this extra screen. I think at least I'm making it a little harder for the bugs to get in. Seems to work okay. Alright, so got about this much screen. I have a overhanging the door like this, a little bit above, a little bit below, and I'm taping the screen with duct tape on the outside, and I'll show you later why that makes sense. Alright, there you are. There's the tape. Did I mention I never said this thing was going to look pretty? Alright, so let me put it outside out and we'll see. Alright, as I put it out here, I remember that I also need a little bit of tape over top over here just to keep the thing from sliding down. So you put a little tape all the way up to the entrance over here. And this is the final product. Ironically, I didn't meant to do it this way, but I can actually see the old one over there on the side. You can see the ridiculously different size of the door. It's hard to imagine that when Luke was younger, he actually did manage to go through that little door. It was hard to believe, but at his age now, he needed something bigger. All right, I want to show Luke trying out the door, but Luke is a creature of habit, so I'll be honest with you, it's going to take about a week for him to get used to the new one, so I figure I'll demonstrate on the old one. No, not this way. Over here, Luke. Let's go potty. Let's go potty now. Here you go. There's Luke. And then it's going to go out there. It's going to go down his little ramp. That's a lesson for a different day. And here comes Luke back down the ramp and back down his door.